We have looked at factors that affect the rate of diffusion. We move to the next thing where we have importance of diffusion. What are the importance of diffusion? Diffusion is important in living organisms in the following way. Oxygen moves from the lungs to the blood and from the blood to the tissue cells by diffusion. Diffusion helps oxygen to move from those places or from those parts of the body. Carbon dioxide moves from the tissue cells to the blood and from the blood to the lungs by diffusion and outside the body. Dissolved food moves from the blood into the tissue cells by diffusion. Huh. All those are importance of diffusion. The next one is that metabolic waste such as urea move from the tissue cells into the blood by diffusion. Carbon dioxide needed for photosynthesis by plants moves from the atmosphere into the leaves by diffusion. Oxygen produced during photosynthesis moves out of the leaves to the atmosphere by diffusion. Water vapor moves out of the air spaces of leaves to the atmosphere during transpiration by diffusion. So those are the reasons why diffusion is very important. Another issue is that is on the osmosis. What is it all about? Osmosis. Osmosis is the movement of water molecules from the region of high concentration, from the region of higher water potential to a region of low water potential through a selectively permeable membrane. A selectively permeable membrane can allow water molecules to pass through because of their small size, but cannot allow solute molecules to pass through because of their big size. So the molecules of water are small. The following diagram illustrates what occurs during osmosis. So the following diagram illustrates what occurs during osmosis. So we have more concentrated solution has less water molecules that can move freely. Hence, there are fewer molecules moving from this solution. So we have these molecules this side, they are moving, they're going to this side. These other ones are moving to the other side. What do we have? Water molecules, solute molecules. This one, the black part at the middle is known as the selective permeable membrane. It is allowing water molecules to move. So less concentrated solutions has more water molecules that can move freely. Hence, there are more molecules moving from this solution. Note that each solute molecule attracts some water molecules around itself so that they cannot move freely. I'm sure we are seeing here it has attracted some water molecules, these solute molecules. We move to the next point where we have effects of osmosis. Effects of osmosis. So for osmosis, the effects of osmosis, we are told that effects of osmosis in animals. Number one, when an animal cell such as the red blood cell is placed in hypotonic solution, it gains water by osmosis because the water potential of the hypotonic solution is higher than the water potential inside the cell. That is what happens. As a result, it swells and eventually bursts. The bursting of the animal cell due to osmotic gain of water is called cell lysis. I'm sure I mentioned in the previous video to say we will look at these things as we move on. It's called cell lysis. When an animal cell is placed in hypertonic, remember that it has been placed in hypotonic. When it is placed in the hypotonic solution, it gains water and it bursts. But when it is placed in the hypotonic solution, okay, what happens is that it loses water, and the losing of water, it is